What's going on, guys? This is Joe, and I am back once again with what else? A Core Set 2019 pre-release pack opening. Started it a little bit here. We had kind of a sweet open last time. The box was a little bit damaged, so the sweet promo that we got was a little bit damaged, but it was okay. It was kind of bent up a little, and I was able to fix it. And we had been hunting for value, and we got it last time, I think, so let's see if we can get any more this time, because, you know, I'm greedy like that. We did get the red die, which is great, because as long as it's not green, I win. Because now I have, like, 4 green and 2 of red now. Yeah, it was a little weird there for a while. Obviously, we have the packs, and I'm going to show you the promo once I zoom in for all of you to see. We got, as our promo, Lena Selfless Champion. Not bad. The foiling pattern is insane. Look at how good that looks. Very, very nice. Holy crap. It's cool when I open these just for fun because I don't have to take this out of the packaging. I prefer keeping it in the packaging in case I ever want to get rid of it if I'm, you know, adding it to my collection but not to a deck. That always feels nice. And then we have the packs themselves. So I'm going to open them up one at a time because, you know, how else would I do it? Here's a Tezzeret pack to start. Let's see what Tezzeret will have for us. He will have a Goblin Motivator, a Trusty Pack Beast, a Gearsmith Prodigy, Child of Night, Greenwood Sentinel, Lich's Caress, a Gallant Cavalry. That would go well, super, super well with Lena. Although, to be fair, Lena makes soldiers, and this is about knights, but still, it's smaller creatures that Lena could give indestructible. So if we wanted to go white, this is a nice addition. The Sky Scanner, a Salvager of Secrets, plus that Lich's Caress we got earlier is a really sweet removal spell. I'll keep my eye open for good black cards to couple with that. We have a Sovereign's Bite. Our first uncommon in this pack is the Ether Tunnel, followed by a Rise from the Grave. We were talking about cool black cards. This one kind of counts. And a Reassembling Skeleton. This one definitely counts. And our rare or mythic in our first pack is... Ooh, it's a mythic in Scapeshift. So I do get some value today. I'm all about it. This one's not damaged. Nice reprinted mythic. It's reprinted for obvious reasons for constructed. Unless I'm lucky enough to get Crucible of Worlds, I do not think that we're going to be making this deck. So, but yeah, here's Scapeshift. I'm happy to have it. To try to make a deck out of it's not amazing, but still, this is value, and I'm more than happy to take it. Behind Scapeshift, an island and a dragon token. I love that. That dragon token is so sweet. Looks really cool. On to the next. Let's move that Scapeshift out of the way. We have a Vivian Reed pack. We start with a card that I love and possibly overvalue, but I really, really enjoy it. In Omen Speaker, we have a Lava Axe, an Inspired Charge. If we go white, this is a really good finisher in an aggressive deck. Elvish Rejuvenator. We have an Infernal Scarring, Invoke the Divine, Pegasus Courser, speaking of good white cards, a Field Creeper, hopefully a card we don't have to play at all, Aviation Pioneer, a card that we would be happy to play, maybe blue-white flyers, for example. Viashino Pyromancer, a fine card. A Reclamation Sage is our first uncommon for some enchantment or artifact hate. We have an Aegis of the Heavens. Even if we are in white, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this card. I know how I feel about the art, though. The art is insane. And a Brawl Bash Ogre. I haven't really, I mean, again, that one piece of black removal and like the Rise from the Grave stand out, but otherwise, I'm not so sure. I'm not sure if we have the red and black to make this guy work yet. And our rare or mythic is a Goblin Trash Master. I opened a good number of these on pre-release weekend, and it always felt like the wrong choice because it's so hard to get like a critical mass of goblins. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we will get a good number today and I can make this deck work, but otherwise this card feels kind of bad to open as your rare. Behind it, a Plains and a bat token. And I mean that for sealed. Obviously for draft, especially if it's early on, pack 1, or you get past it in pack 1, there's the option of picking goblins more heavily. And we did have a goblin motivator earlier. Here's another one, but 1/1s that give haste to other things, like 2 of them, is not a reason to make a goblin trash master deck. We'll see. But here's another goblin motivator. We have a trusty pack beast again. Gearsmith Prodigy again. This looks oddly similar to our first pack. A Rox Oracle. There's a little bit of a difference. A Infectious Horror. Druid of the Cowl. Great card if we're going green. A Smelt. Another Lich's Caress. Very, very nice if we're going black. 2 of these unconditional removal. I mean, they're 5 mana, but still, good card. Another Gallant Cavalry. Love that. Another Sky Scanner. A Fountain of Renewal, so if we want to go life gain and if we have benefits for gaining some life, which we haven't really seen yet, this card would be a great addition to that kind of a deck. We have another Reclamation Sage, that's 2, and we have a Declare Dominance. I love the art on this card so much, and this can do wonders in a green deck. It's, and plus the fact that if it's in an aggressive deck, for example, then it is also a really nice addition. And our rare or mythic is a Mentor of the Meek. We may have a path here, folks. Between Lena, Selfless Champion, and Mentor of the Meek, it sounds like we want a white weenie deck, which is not impossible, especially with those 2 Gallant Cavalries that make little guys as well. Not a terrible idea. Draw some cards, etc. Behind Mentor of the Meek, we have a Forest and a Knight token. Look at that. All right, we have an Ajani pack next. Speaking of good white cards, maybe we could open Ajani. See if he would help us out. Okay, we start with a Sure Strike. It may have a goblin in the art, but it is not a goblin card for the Trash Master. We have a Revitalize, an Uncomfortable Chill. I like the art on this card too. I always like the freeze cards. That's just kind of my personality. We have a Titanic Growth if we go green. Really good combat trick. Another Infectious Horror. Another Field Creeper, another Aviation Pioneer, another Viashino Pyromancer, a Rabid Bite. What I love this removal spell so much. The fact that it allows your creature to just deal damage, it's not a fight spell. I like this spell quite a bit. We have another Sovereign's Bite. We have a Johnny's Welcome. I was thinking about this card. We don't have any of the payoffs for gaining life yet, but we definitely have tons of ways of gaining life. Between Johnny's Welcome and Mentor of the Meek, it feels like it wants you to be playing kind of a critical mass of tiny creatures. But here's a Johnny's Welcome. We have a Gravedigger, very nice, and an Exclusion Mage, also a very, very good card. And our rare or mythic in this pack is an Open the Graves. Okay, so, I mean, we could go the route of Mentor of the Meek and a Johnny's Welcome being happy when creatures enter, and this one being happy when creatures leave. But, I don't know. We'll see. Behind Open the Graves, we have a Mountain and a Goblin token. Interesting. We have 2 packs left. I think we have an okay direction so far. I mean, obviously, I'm looking forward to seeing what else we get in these 2 packs. But yeah, I mean, so far, we've already got this Scape Shift too, which just feels good. Obviously, it doesn't help us with the deck, but I'm happy. We have a Catalyst Elemental, a Rustwing Falcon, just a fine 1-drop flyer. I like it. A Disperse, good bounce spell. Doom Dissenter, always nice. A Rox Oracle again. A Vampire Neonate, so we are seeing a good number of new commons that we haven't seen yet. An Aven Windmage. A Star-Crowned Stag. I love this card. Great, great card. We have a Centaur Courser. This card is actually just fine. I've put this in many decks. 3 mana, 3/3 vanilla. Works really, really well. We have a Dragon Egg as our first uncommon. That felt a little fast. Maybe we have a foil. But here's a Dragon Egg. Again, I haven't seen anything crazy in red yet, besides the Goblin Trashmaster, which we don't have enough goblins for, to put this in the deck. But we'll see. We have a Horizon Scholar, if we need a big blue flyer, and a Volcanic Dragon. I was just talking about not having stuff that's good enough in red, and this double red spell is probably not good enough to splash. And our rare or mythic is a Palladium Moors the Ruiner. which is in two of the colors, or no, one of the colors, I guess, in red that we haven't seen a ton of. But I don't know. I doubt we could make this work, but maybe. But hey, Palladium Moors the Ruiner, it's a mythic. It's our second mythic of the kit. I'm definitely not going to be upset about that. And it's an Elder Dragon. It's the only Elder Dragon I own already. And now I have two of them before getting any of the others. Maybe I have maybe I have a Chromium. I don't know. I think I only have Palladium Moors. So we'll see what else I can open in more kits in weeks to come. But let's see how sick this pack is, because we do have a foil. Okay, it is a foil common in Pegasus Courser, which, first of all, look at that foiling pattern. Very nice. I like the accents on the that the Pegasus is wearing, combined with the background as well, look really good in foil. Plus, it's a really good card in white, and it does seem like we're going the white route, and it works for Mentor of the Meek. So, any other things I need to focus on? But yeah, Pegasus Courser is sweet. We get taunted a little bit by this Nicol Bolas token, because we didn't get Nicol Bolas, and we get taunted a little bit with this Angel token as well. So 2 mythics so far, and we have 1 pack to go. It has Tezzeret on it, very much like the first pack that we opened had Tezzeret on it. And let's see what else this pack has for us. And then, as always, if you're new to these videos, I'm going to cut and make a deck, and you'll see what that deck is, and we can talk about it a bit. So I have a Luxodon Linebreaker, a Frilled Sea Serpent, a Trumpet Blast, Trusty Pack Beast, a Talons of Wildwood, a Macabre Waltz, Vampire Neonate again, another Aven Windmage, an Explosive Apparatus. It's like, I haven't seen one of these in a while, I feel like. A Luminous Bonds, very, very nice. Pacifism type effect, which is good if we're going white. A Shield Mare, speaking of good if we're going white. A Volley Veteran, notably a Goblin, but I think we're pretty far away from that at this point. And a Vigilant Baloth. And our rare or mythic, our last rare or mythic, is a Valiant Knight. It is a Knight Lord. Yeah, I think even Lena is a Knight. So yeah, I think we're going to be going at least part white, but hey, once I look through these cards, maybe I'll eat those words. But yeah, this is really sweet. I like this. I like how this is working out. Behind Valiant Knight, I was going to say just a land, but it is a Tranquil Expanse. So if we wanted to splash green maybe, or play green, this is a great way to do it. And it's actually the only one of these dual lands that we actually opened. I'm a little surprised. And a Thopter token. I'm going to leave you looking at our 2 mythics, and I'm going to cut, and we will be back in just a second. Okay, so this is what I ended up coming up with. Our white and our green definitely were good enough. I may be a little light on spells, arguably. I think with things like Declare Dominance and Inspired Charge, I think we can kind of aim for just 1 turn, just blowing out our opponent, just getting them really quickly without them knowing what happened. And, if we declare dominance on 1 measly thing and then swing out with everything else, if we inspire charge on everything and swing in really big, I think we could really do it. We have a nice number of creatures here. Plus we have, like I was talking about earlier, the Lena Selfless Champion combined with 2 Gallant Cavalry and a Valiant Knight. I think that could work out really nicely. Plus the Pegasus Coursers, helping things get into the air, a Star-Crowned Stag to tap things down on the opponent's side. I put in these 2 Sky Scanners. In fact, we have a Rox Oracle over here at 5, but I took out the second one in favor of 2 Sky Scanners. In fact, the 2 Sky Scanners went in when I decided to cut the second Rox Oracle and the Palladium Moors. She is 2 out of the 3 colors that we are in, but I figured that with trying to be as aggressive as we are, I felt like trying to splash with really no way of splashing for that red besides just putting mountains in our deck, which takes away from the white and the green that we could use to play this stuff. I felt like it was kind of counterproductive. I'm always interested in all of your opinions. If you think that that was the wrong call or the right call, let me know. I also was laughing to myself a bit. It's a shame that we weren't doing an artifact strategy, because I had 3 trusty pack beasts that get the artifacts back from your graveyard, and I'm not playing any of those. So, I mean, you know, they're not amazing cards by any means, but I just thought it was funny that I got 3 of them, whereas all these other sweet commons that I got, you know, like Gallant Cavalry, I only got 2, Sky Scanner, I only got 2, so there's that. And in terms of a sideboard, the nice thing is we got 2 Reclamation Sages and an Invoke the Divine if we run into any artifacts or enchantments that are like super difficult to deal with, or if we really just like run into a couple of Luminous Bonds or things like that. So because Reclamation Sage is also just another creature, right? It's not a knight or anything, but it works with Declare Dominance, it works with Inspired Charge, so I think we could really get there. I think this deck is pretty sweet. I played with a deck similar to this, but not exactly the same. It had the 4/4 cat that makes the 2 1/1 lifelink cats when it attacks in that kind of a deck, but it worked similarly to this, and I did very, very well with that one. So hopefully this one would take us in the same direction. I guess another question for all of you is, I have the Mentor of the Meek in here. There are like 8 or 10 targets for it. You know, the Falcon, the Sentinel, the Druid of the Cowl, the Sky Scanners, the Shield Mare, the Coursers, the Cavalry, and the things that come out of the Cavalry. But do you think that it's worth it for Mentor of the Meek in what is, I mean, seemingly an aggressive deck? Is Mentor of the Meek kind of counter to what we're trying to do? Let me know what you think, because maybe I should have put in the other Rocks Oracle, or just had a Reclamation Sage in the main board instead of Mentor of the Meek, for example. Because I think that is a perfectly valid play as well, because worst comes to worst, it's just a 2/1 creature, but if you can get an artifact or an enchantment with it before sideboard, that's even better. So let me know what you guys thought of the deck, of the opening, in the comments down below. Did you love that I got Scapeshift? Are you mad at me that I got Scapeshift? Palladium Moors is not super valuable, but is still a second mythic out of this kit, so yeah, let me know what you think. I have been Joe. This has been Geek for All. Feel free to click or tap our logo to subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. You'll find out when more of these openings come out, see how well I do in the rest of my pre-release kits that I'm going to be opening. And you can check out some of our other videos if you care about lore and stuff. You'll appreciate our jar series that should be popping up on the screen as well. But like I said, I've been Joe. This has been Geek for All. And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.